It was absolutely wonderful to have a little bit of a break in between our weeks. But yes, I know things are super busy at school at the moment, and I just want to thank you for joining me. I hope you're going to have a lot of fun today, and I hope you're going to learn tons. I am a grade 3 educator in Balha at a school called Erica Primary. And I've been facilitating for quite a while now, I think. And I've done quite a few online sessions. I don't know if anyone maybe recognizes my face or has heard my name, if you've joined sessions I've done before. And yes, I'm super passionate about ICT in the classroom, and I love doing this job. Like, I love doing facilitating and just relaying information to educators and having conversations about things that are really important in our current setting in our schools. I also don't come from a school that is especially advantaged. We are a school that is in an area where we cater to a community where there is a lot of not well-to-do families, if I can put it like that. So our school, we do not have the best of the best, but we definitely make do with what we've got, because no matter what, we will bring IT into the classroom. So I hope there's someone here that like that. And if you are at a school that we are fortunate enough to have all your toys, you are very, very lucky. But this is what we are doing today. We are going to try and make it as fun and as interactive as possible for our learners, whether you've got it or you don't. Okay, so we are doing EdPuzzle today, which is super exciting. It is something that I learned to use, and I still use. I just don't use it on this one, but I'll tell you later why I say that. And I still use it today just to make our lessons more captivating for our children. Because I know in reality, ed videos are the core of what our kids do on their phones now. You know, it's a TikTok and it's an Instagram and it's YouTube videos. If you ask a child, have you watched a movie, then they'll ask you, is it on YouTube? So these are the kinds of children we are dealing with in our classrooms at the moment. And a lot of them will react better to lessons that are sort of catered to them. And EdPuzzle really allows us to use videos in a more um, in a more direct way, and in a better way that is not passive anymore. It is now a tool that we can use that is actually going to make constructive learning happen in our class. I just want to quickly check, am I sharing still, Bradley? Apologies.
Yes, you are.
Okay, got it. Okay, so just a quick rundown of what this EdPuzzle is. In the chat, or thumbs up if has anyone used EdPuzzle before? Has anyone had any experience with it? I'm sure a lot of us have actually used videos before in our classrooms, where just to bring knowledge into the class, where if you can't take them to London, we bring London to us with that mindset. So EdPuzzle, simple, easy to use platform where a lesson can be based on a video clip. The nice thing about EdPuzzle is that you are able to adjust this platform and these videos to you and your needs and your classroom. So it becomes something that is a power bank of absolute resources, because you are able to just, okay, let me say this. As a foundation-based teacher, oh my word, I have to watch YouTube videos 500 times before I play it to my class, because you got to be so careful. You can't just play a video anymore, because there are so many things that are not appropriate, and children don't know how to filter that. Where EdPuzzle now, you get the opportunity to take this video and make it what you need it to be, which is an awesome tool for us as teachers, because now we can actually use it, like it says on the screen, as formative assessment tools. So me teaching foundation phase, I'm just going to use a silly example. We actually started with a new theme today, and it was insects. And I don't know about you, but I'm not bringing a cockroach into my classroom. Like that's literally never gonna happen. So yeah, the video comes into play, and we can
I'm
actually,
sorry, Kaylin.
yes.
You asked if you're still sharing. You're still sharing the welcoming slide that you shared earlier. There we go.
Is it as it
It
moves
just
now?
moved now.
Oh my word, I've
Yes,
been
it
on here for a
is.
while. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you.
so yeah, I'm not bringing a cockroach into my class, not by a long shot. And this is now where our videos will sort of bring insects to life in a very non-life-like way. Because, like I said, I'm not doing that. And children are so freaked out by insects, but they're so curious. So this is a nice way for us to sort of bring things to life in our classrooms to reach children that may never have the opportunity to go to London. And EdPuzzle really can make learning exciting and make learning, it's not just teacher printing a picture and putting it on the board. There's movement, there's sound. And like I said before, we really can adapt this to our needs as the teacher in the class. Okay, moving on. So for this session, we are going to be focusing on sort of the core basics of EdPuzzle, but I just want to encourage everybody, a lot of these applications that we do these training sessions on require you to go play. Go play around, go figure out how does it work for you. It's not always just cut and dried. There's a lot more that we can show you that we don't always have the time to do. And EdPuzzle definitely is a vast application that you can use to your advantage, but it's going to take you sitting down and figuring out, okay, how am I going to use this as best as possible? So for today, if you are not aware of EdPuzzle, we're going to sort of go straight from the basics. How to create an account, inviting learners and setting up a class, creating an interactive video, which is, it's so much fun. And then you can assign videos to class or specific individuals. I'm thinking like intervention learners would come in there. You can discuss progress reports and you can explore the student view. So often when we send things that are maybe a link, we don't always get to see it from the learner's perspective. The nice thing about EdPuzzle is it actually shows you what they are seeing. So you really can cover all your tracks when you are using EdPuzzle. And then there's a participant submit task for assessment, but that is simply just for us to be a little bit interactive today. I don't want to be the only one talking, so if anyone has anything you would like to add, if you're not comfortable putting off your mic, please pop it in the chat box. Bradley is there to see to anyone's needs if you have any questions. But or if you are EdPuzzle Fundi, please share your tips and tricks with us because everyone is here to learn and we can all learn from each other. Okay, so we are going to dive in now. So basics for EdPuzzle, as is with many other applications, you obviously are just going to open up your browser. You're going to Google, essentially, EdPuzzle, and you will see that it will pop up. And we are going to quickly, I'm going to show you the steps as we go along. Okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing for 2 seconds and share my next screen. Windows. Dis is die nie. Is dit die nie? Nee, is dit die nie? Sorry, colleagues, just give me a second. Let me just minimize all the things that's going on. Okay, now I can actually see what's happening. Okay, so now I'm going to share again the windows and we're going to go, yeah. Okay. Oop. Oop. How's Okay, am I on the EdPuzzle screen? Can everyone see my EdPuzzle screen? Thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you so much for being interactive. So I'm going to quickly take it back a step before we go into this part. So when you are searching for EdPuzzle, so I'm using Microsoft Edge as my search engine, but again, you can simply just search for it on Google. So EdPuzzle, excuse my weird searches. I'm also a robotics teacher, so there's like a whole bunch of robotics things on my screen. So this is your EdPuzzle. So when you search it, this is edpuzzle.com is the one we are looking for. So as soon as you click on edpuzzle.com, laat ek gou uitteken. Let me show you quickly. Right, this is the screen that's going to pop up. So as you can see, if you are familiar with EdPuzzle, you can just log in. But if you are not familiar, you can click on sign up. And if you sign up as a teacher, it is for free, the basics. So that is sort of the way we're going to go. And then you click on I'm a teacher. And again, you can either continue very similarly to most applications nowadays. You continue with your Google account or your Microsoft account, which would be your WCG email address. And then you continue further into EdPuzzle. So I'm going to click on Gmail because that's the one I'm on. And I'm going to click on my email. Okay, so once you sign up, you sort of select your profile as an educator and you select the school you are at, because some schools, I'll show you on this side, some schools are actually active on EdPuzzle because they use it as quite a bit of a database for teachers to use videos in their classrooms. So as you can see on my side, I've got 3 teachers, including myself, that is sort of part of the Erica Primary school community within EdPuzzle. But if you do not, then you add your school as a new school. You also then can sort of filter your needs on EdPuzzle to be more specific. So my profile is very specific. So it is set to a grade 3 classroom, and I'd selected multiple subjects because in grade 3 we don't specifically teach one subject. And that is sort of how you set up your EdPuzzle. So it sort of helps filter things a little bit through, because as you can see on the screen, there is quite a few like grade 3 level things on the screen at the moment that I would be interested in. So it's sort of, the algorithm sort of spits out what you would be looking for as the teacher. So if you look at the screen in front of us, you've got your little profile picture with a question mark, always a help bar somewhere on the screen for you to help you. And then you've got a menu on your left. So at the top, you've got the EdPuzzle, which is your home button essentially, and it will always take you to the screen you see in front of us. Then you've got my content. So eventually when you have sort of a gallery going of different videos, this is where you'd find it. So I'll click on this one for now, and I'll just show you my content. As you can see, foundation-based teacher, very, very clearly. This is sort of the videos that I've played around with before. So if I want to reuse it, or every year I want to reteach healthy eating, for example, every year I can just go on and reshare, and the new learners in the class will be able to do the activity as well. So you're saving yourself a lot of time, because EdPuzzle is going to definitely be your partner in this, because you are going to create a whole collection of videos. And if you are teaching specific subjects, you are able to also level this to your learners' needs. It's not necessarily going to be a whole class. You can take this down a notch or take it up a notch further and very specifically send this to individual learners that need to focus on something specific. But that's in the details. And then, okay, we went to my school. So these are the other teachers that are busy using EdPuzzle at my school. So we can make like a little team. Then you've got notifications, which I don't have any, unfortunately. And then we get to the important part. So here you've got something called My Classes. If you click on the plus for My Class, we're going to add a new class. This is your screen that pops up. Now, I teach at a school where we don't have a LMS. For anyone that's not sure what that is, it's a learning management system. And a lot of schools do use one, but in my instance, and for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to say I don't. Okay. So you're going to create a new class. So I'm going to click on Create Class. And just like it filtered for you as the user, the teacher of using the EdPuzzle application, you can then do it for class specific as well. So let's say we're going to call us the EdPuzzle gang. And description, so let's say we are specifically doing technology in the classroom, and we are definitely not grade 3, so we're going to go to higher education. And subjects, as you'll see, there's like a whole list of subjects, and you can obviously use and click more than one in order for you. There's like a whole bunch. And if for whatever reason it's not there, then you can also click on other. So for today, we're going to go computer science, because I mean, why not? Now, you can also select a class type. So the class type is where you either are going to have a class where you've got students that can join the class, and actually you'll be able to see a lot more detailed reports from the learners, or you're going to click on an open class where you're almost using it in that moment in the classroom. Let's say you're doing it for a formative assessment purpose. You just want to check, is everyone on par with multiplication, for example, and then you would use it as an open classroom because it's not as detailed for when you want to use it for your like extreme cases where you need to like pinpoint where the issues are, but you can use it for quick sticks in the class, share it with a group, let them join, and that's how you'll do it. So for today, we are going to create a classic class. Let's go classic. So when you do it, this is what happens. So you've got assignments, you've got class members, and you've got a grade book. Grade book meaning who has participated in what activity or what assignment, and what did they get, what was their marks like, things like that. Okay, so in order for you to actually have people in your class, you're going to click on invite students, and then you've got a couple of options. So you either can copy the link, email the link, or simply just copy the class code, or even write it somewhere and put it on, and the learners can log into EdPuzzle first and then click on the add symbol and then use the class code. So I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to post it in the chat, and let's see if we can have more people with us in this class. Let me just figure this out for a second. Oh, a sec, no. He's always there. No, a sec, no, a casino. Okay, I'm posting the link in the class. If you're able to join, please join the class, and I will show you on the other side what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to just close this. And once we see there are students or members that are here joining us, you will be able to join the class. If anyone is working alongside me. Hi, Amber. I see your message in the chat. That's awesome. I will get to that in a second when we get to the part of sharing the content and how much you can actually do on EdPuzzle, but I'll get there soon. No one wants to join. No one wants. Oh, hello. There's a couple of people joining us. I'm so excited. And as you can see, everybody, this is how the classroom works. So share the link. I'm sure most of us operate with WhatsApp groups. So share the link with your WhatsApp group, even if parents are a bit nervous, because especially in my case with younger children, the parents can even join it. I mean, it's for them to work with the kids, even if it's for homework. So we've got 2 members joining our EdPuzzle class. So if you have a moment and you can join after, please by all means, but this is sort of what it looks like. So you'll have your person's name, the email address, depending on where they're joining from. And then you've also got when they joined the class. Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty of things. This is sort of your base that you've got going, your class where you are going to send assignments. So assignments in this instance is going to be videos. So let's get to the actual reason why we are here, EdPuzzle, which is videos. So when you are creating a video, we have a lot of options on EdPuzzle, and it's like one of my favorite things ever. You're first going to go to Discover. So once you click on Discover, you will see that there are a whole lot of videos that come up, and on the top you've got filters. So you can be very specific in what you're looking for, and you can filter through the things. But the nice thing is also I can hover over a video and it will start and play, and you'll get sort of like the rundown more or less of what this video is going to entail. I, as a foundation-based teacher, obviously look for duration as one of the big things, because my children will not be able to concentrate for 45 minutes on a video. They'll get so bored. So one of the filters I always go for is 5 minutes or less as the duration. And immediately it filters the videos that have popped up. I haven't even searched for a term yet. I'm going to get to that still. But automatically everything that shows is that is below 5 minutes. Now we're going to go subjects. I'm actually going to just go general education. That's fine. Grade level, we're going to say 3rd grade. Let's save. Subjects, I didn't say save. I'm so sorry. Please click save. Save. And then you've got other options. So in our case, we don't want playlists because we don't want to play a whole bunch of videos. We sort of want to focus on the one. So we're going to click on videos. And as you'll see here at the top, your filters bold, similarly to when you're shopping online and you're selecting like female, winter, size this, size that, and the filters bold up, similarly to what we're doing now. Okay, so what we can do is we also can search very specifically. So I searched life cycles recently. So I'm actually going to change that today to insects. Okay. Insects, as you can see, again, 7 minutes, 9 minutes. That it is not going to work for my little people. So I need to filter. So I'm going to leave it actually where it is. We go grade 3, save. Duration, 5 minutes or less. All right, and now the videos pop up, and these videos are actually already edited to these teachers' needs. So the more people that create videos, or the more people that use videos and create different versions of the videos, the much bigger the gallery and options we will have available to us on EdPuzzle. So if you look at the video, if you hover, then you've got the option of doing a quick preview. You've got the time here at the bottom, and next to the time there's a number that looks like, and with a little, to me it looks like a teardrop, like a drop, a water drop. And each video next to the water drop there's a number that tells you how many questions this creator, which is Leah Garland, has inserted into this video. So we obviously might not want 8 or 5 or just or just 4. We obviously we might want a little bit more or a little bit less. So what we can do is we simply are going to just click. Here's a little box next to the video. I'm going to click there, and we are going to select edit, because maybe I really like the video. So once you select the video on your discover option of EdPuzzle, you can literally go search for anything. The nice thing is that YouTube is sort of embedded into EdPuzzle, so we have permission, more importantly, but you can also create and build on other people's videos, or you can actually download a completely new video from YouTube and embed the link onto EdPuzzle and start from scratch. Okay, so before the purpose of today, I will show you that a little bit later, because I know there are people that are a little bit more advanced, but for anyone that's sort of just starting out with EdPuzzle, this is the way it works. Okay, so if you open up the video, this is what you'll see. This blue bar at the bottom is your duration of your video. And everywhere there's a drop, at that timestamp is where this creator inserted a question. So all the questions appear on our left-hand side of our screen. And as you can see, they are all multiple choice. Okay, so generally multiple choice would be a little bit easier. But if you are sending this home for homework, you can add any other type of question, but then it will require you as the educator to go and grade it, or to go take a closer look at what the learners did. Okay, so like I said, my little kiddos are not going to be doing 5-minute videos. So you have the option to cut the video, which is basically just shorten it. So we don't want a massive intro. We don't need a massive ending. We just want to get the core of the video. You are welcome to cut it. And it's simply you drag this line, and why are you flashing? Oh, apologies. So you're just dragging the line here, and you can shorten it or lengthen it, or however you need to. So you're obviously going to delete some of the questions if you are doing that. So I'm not going to do it now. So we're going to say don't cut. Now, we want to change the question. So we can cut, we can voice over, and we can question. So voice over, I know this is a weird thing to say. Oh, this one says it's blocked with this video, but like I don't like the sound of my own voice, which is strange because I'm busy facilitating. But you can actually record over a video because some videos only have backtrack music. And if you want something really specific or want to highlight something super specific to your learners, this is the way you would do it. Okay. The questions is where we get interesting. Right. So the question side of EdPuzzle is where we can really activate the learner's engagement within the video. Before, when I was in school, years ago, videos were used as a source of entertainment. It wasn't used as a tool for learners to actually learn and build on prior knowledge or build new knowledge. It was simply just used as a 3-minute introduction. Here you go, Bob's your uncle, and we move on. The purpose of the video, it had no purpose. Where EdPuzzle now allows us as teachers to actually create a purpose for the video. Because honestly, if you're only playing the video for the fact of entertaining the kids for 3 minutes, sing a song. don't struggle with like connecting the video and so on, because it's got to have its purpose. It can't be something that is just going to entertain the little ones for a few minutes. So EdPuzzle's videos, we are allowed to pause at a certain point and insert a question. That is what these droplets are, as I said before. Okay, so our list of options we've got is multiple choice, open-ended, or a note. Simply just a quick, take note of this situation, but we are going to focus on the two types of questions. Okay, so if you select, let's go, multiple choice question, you type in your question. What is an insect? And I'm gonna say it is a please don't take that spelling, amphibian, or it is a sweet, right? And then what you're going to do is you can even do like voice recordings here, because look, ultimately we do deal with inclusive schools. We deal with learners that come with all kinds of barriers, and we try and cater our best as humanly possible to reach every single child. And with this way, you actually would able to do that maybe in a case of if the learner can't focus with all the noise in the class and all the children shouting out, they then can play this video at home and only hear your voice. So there's a lot of possibilities for us as the teacher to manipulate this as we need. So once you have typed in your question and you only are going to give 2 answers, you can click here on add another choice and we can add a third. Okay, but I'm just going to delete that quick 6. First thing you need to select, obviously, which one is the correct answer, just for the sake of, and then we're going to say save. So once again, this now has been added to the video. So if I push play, laat ek gou seker maak waar dit is. Okay, so where the video is paused right now, EdPuzzle gives us the opportunity to sort of watch a little bit, ask a question. And you as a teacher have complete control, because you can allow the video to either move on without them answering, or the video will not continue to play at all if they don't answer the question. So if you're sitting thinking about this in a whole class setting, introducing something for the very first time, and you want to use this as a conclusion to your lesson, and just check and gauge, who did I reach? Who do I still need to reach? This is the way you could do it. Informally in the class, no one is none the wiser. The children are going to think it's a fantastic quiz we are playing, teacher. And we get to actually assess informally at the same time as gauging who needs extra or we can move on completely. Before I continue, is there any questions? Am I going too fast? Please tell me if I'm going too fast. There's a lot
We
of
are
you.
loving the pace, Kaylin, so that's good. I do have a question though. Maybe I
Yes.
missed it. I hope not, because that would be very bad. Can I record myself and then upload it to EdPuzzle?
That is a very good question. I think you can. Let me just check quickly for you. This video
Or
will
will
need
I
to
have to upload the video to YouTube, my personal channel, and then put it there?
No, you don't have to do that. So if you record a video, I'll actually go back. Let's just go back. So I'm just going to click finish quickly so I can just show. This video starts again. Oh my word. So we're going to go just to the home page for argument's sake. We're going to go to the classes and you want to add an assignment. Where am I now? No content to students, assignments, add new. So when you are in a classroom, you've got this little option at the top of your menu bar where you click add new. So you actually do have two options of uploading a video. So if you record your video of yourself, let's say like I always think of, I don't know, maybe I'm showing my age now, but you know, on SCBC2, there was that math teacher that showed like just the math page and he sort of explained as he was going. Let's say for argument's sake, you want to teach a math concept like that. You can record yourself, upload it to EdPuzzle like this. I unfortunately don't have any videos in here, but I'll just show you for argument's sake. That is sort oh, I do have videos on here. But that is sort of how you would do it. So you can upload it onto your computer and then upload it onto EdPuzzle and edit it that way. Or you can actually record the video. So if you are really spunky and in the moment and you have rehearsed everything, you can record the video. I'm too scared to push record because I don't want the camera to go on on me while I'm busy here. But that is your other option that you've got, which ultimately will allow you again to edit your video, insert your questions, add a note here or there. But yeah, Brady, I hope that answered your question.
It definitely does. I was waiting for you to press on record video by
No.
accident.
No, I'm definitely not going to do that. I just wanted to show everybody I had a notification here and it shows me here who all has joined the EdPuzzle gang class. So that is sort of what your notifications are for. Okay, so I think if everyone is sort of on EdPuzzle and you are giving things a go as I'm chatting, that is phenomenal because it'd be like I'm one of those people that I have to learn while doing. And I know a lot of teachers sort of have that mindset as well because we built that way. So if you are on EdPuzzle and you're exploring, please, if you notice anything, maybe throw something in the chat for us and say, oh, I see that I can do this, or oh, I can see I can do that. But that is sort of the gist of things. So I'm going to go a step back and sort of start from the beginning because it's a lot of information and there's a lot to cover on EdPuzzle. But if we go back to the core, our classroom that I just created, and our focus is technology in the classroom. Your assignments, I have not issued any to anybody yet. I will do so shortly. Then you've got class members. So now I can see who my class members are. And then you have got a grade book. So the nice thing is now is that when you have videos, you'll be able to see who did what, when did they do it, how did they fare in the activity. Okay, so let's go to assignment. We're going to go add new. I don't want to click on record video. Okay, let's go. No, let's not do it that way. Let's go back to discover. Because there's another way we can do this, and I'm going to show everybody in a second what I'm doing. Let's go. I want to use this video. What is coding? That is my jam. We click on edit. Okay, so let's say I want to use this video as is. Okay, oh, okay, let me take a breath here. Okay, this is the video. Left hand side, we have our questions. This, you guys, there's so much information that my brain is like, cover everything that you can. But I'm not going to do that. We're rather going to go slower, and then so everyone understands how to use this. Okay, so on the left, you see the questions. But if you click on the little drop, it shows you exactly what the question is. Now, let's say, oh, I don't like this question. You can actually delete it. You are not editing the creator or the user's video at all, because you are actually creating your own copy of it now, which is so cool because now we can actually manipulate the videos to our advantage. So I don't like this question, Uncle, so I'm deleting it. So the video sort of plays. I'm going to speed it up so I can show you when it reaches the question. And again, standing, stops the video in its tracks, asks the question, and as a whole class or as a personal learner sitting in the classroom, we can answer the question as we need to. And again, you can edit the questions, delete them. I can literally edit. When I say edit, I can change exactly what the question says if I want to. And this is the nice thing because, again, I'm saying it the whole time, but you are catering to your needs now. This is something that is there to help the teachers. You know, that's what ICT is supposed to be. It's supposed to be making our jobs easier, not harder. So when we've got these things available, why not? Let's use them. This is why they're there. So this is the way we can also edit already existing videos that have these questions. Okay. But if for whatever reason you find that your questions are much better and much cooler and much everything, you actually can do this from scratch. And when I started using EdPuzzle, this is the way I actually learned to do this. So you either can go onto YouTube as an external site and copy the link and paste it into the link here, or you can click on YouTube, but you first got to filter. So let's go YouTube, and it shows you all the YouTube videos. And if you take a look at each of the videos next to the timestamp, there is no droplets, there's no numbers. That means that these videos have not yet been used for EdPuzzle purposes, if I can put it like that. There hasn't been any questions inserted. The videos have not been cut or manipulated in any way. So you also have the option to sort of go into YouTube and start from scratch. We don't know why, because there's a lot available, but if you are trying to reach someone specific, do something specific, by all means. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you if I select the video. Okay, but now, Kaylin, I don't see nothing. Like, where are the questions? Where is the what? Where is the what? Okay, I'm not going to show you the bottom of this because I want us to do this. Okay, so I'm going to click on edit. And as you can see, here they show us the duration of the video. So now, as the teacher, you obviously are going to have to go watch the video first, because you're not going to know when to insert the questions. You're not going to know when to insert the notes if you so need to, because you're not going to have the knowledge of the timestamps of, oh, wait, I'm going to stop the video here to ask the question. So you're obviously going to have to go watch the video a little bit in order for you to be able to use it effectively. So let's go questions. Okay. I'm going to skip to 20 seconds. Okay, you said what? Guess what I found today? So I'm going to select on a multiple choice, and I'm going to literally say, guess what? And today, something so silly, but it's just to show you how to insert the question in a video that has absolutely no interaction in it. It's just like regurgitating content to a child, but there's no building happening. So we are going to go, guess what I found today? I'm going to say gold. Dinosaur. And let's say we found a dinosaur. That's the correct answer. Okay. So we're going to click save. And what happens is that now you'll see on your left your collection of your questions, which you'll be keep adding to. And you'll see that there's a droplet now on our timestamp bar because this is where we inserted the question. So let's just go play it and see how weird it looks, because it's probably going to look strange. So also, it actually ended perfectly on the right spot. Ta-da! And they don't show you anything. So yeah. So this is where the question then gets inserted. And you are literally just going to play. You're going to play with this and figure out, how am I going to get this right for it to get the most out of my learners? How am I going to get the most out of the video? Simply by watching inserting, removing if you need to, making it shorter if you need to, adding a voiceover if you need to. This is sort of what the application allows us to do. Okay, so obviously I will have to answer this question. So I'm going to say, did you find a dinosaur? Continue. And then when you answer the question, you'll see that the video automatically will start continuing. So there's none of, teacher, I'm done. You're not done. How are you done from that problem? So the children will be working on your pace, working with you, and you'll actually be actively involved in where they are. You're not going to have your super bright kids moving fast ahead. You're not going to have your super slow kids falling way behind, because everyone's going to be working alongside one another, working on the same pace. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to click finish. And if you look, this is the finish video of my single question. If you look at the top menu here, so you have got assign, you've got edit. So if I want to add more, you've got share with other teachers. This is where the community of teachers come together. You can make it public. So if you want to be that person that can share it with the world, share it with everybody, you are welcome to do that. And then you've got other options here where you can move it to a folder, add it to a playlist, or duplicate it, because maybe you want to ask the same questions or for a different grade, things like that. So you can actually duplicate the video, because maybe the video is like super cute and you can actually use it again. That is what it would be for. Okay, so I'm going to click on, oh yeah. If you look at the bottom of a video that did not have any insertions of questions, you scroll to the bottom of it. We are in editing view now. You'll see that there are quite a few people that actually have edited this video already. And the nice thing is that you have access to this. So if, for example, version by Christina Webb, I'm going to click. And now I've got her version that I can make my own version by editing, removing questions, adding questions, anything like that. And that's the nice thing. That's why I say the more we create on this platform, the more we will have available to us as teachers. Because somewhere along the line, you're going to meet someone on the same wavelength as you, the same grade problem as you, the same intervention needs as you. And we'll make our lives so much easier when we work together and make things available to everybody. Teaching is hard enough. We don't need to do it alone. We can do this together. So, and again, if you notice, I clicked on someone else's video, and once again, at the bottom, there's a whole list of people that did the same thing and personalized it to their needs. So you have loads available to you on EdPuzzle. You have loads available to you for every single video you can think of. It would be here. So now I'm going to click on assign. So yes, we spoke about the classroom, Kaylin. You told us about the students. You told us how to add students. The gist of logging into EdPuzzle is the same as every other application. There's nothing special about it. But where does the linking of the video to specific children come in? Okay, so when you click on assign, if you have got multiple classes available, I've got 2. I know, it's so many, so many. You've got 2 classes available. You select which class you want it to be for. So I'm going to select it to you guys, to all the students, because again, I can select who specifically this is for. So once now, let's say Bradley, forgive me, but Bradley doesn't know what the 5 senses are, and he's the only one that's still struggling. I can assign this to him to get him back onto par with the rest of the class. This could be a homework activity. Mom, listen, here's an activity for you. Here's the link. Please let Bradley go do it, because I need him to be on the level before the assessment or before the test or before whatever. But for argument's sake, we're going to click on all. So we're going to say save. And then we are going to go to, oh wait, let me go click on next. Okay, so once you have assigned it, you can actually set this up for future you. Future Kaylin is going to thank future Kaylin for doing this, because I'm not going to remember. Life happens at school, guys. You know how it goes. Things happen at school. You don't remember. You're sitting in the class and you're like, oh my word, I forgot. Future past self has got your back. So you can actually assign this for future dates, for future homework. Over the weekend, sit and say, okay, going to give my kids 3 videos for the week for them to go do revision on insects. And you can assign it and it will release to the children when it's available, whether it is via them checking EdPuzzle on those specific days, whether it's via email notification to the parents or via notification on your LMS. But we can set it accordingly. Now, yeah, I was telling you the guys about the fact that you can't let the children skip. You actually have a choice. You can let them skip if you want them to, but I know no one here is going to allow that because we don't want them to waste our time. We don't want them to waste their time. If you're not going to watch the video for its purpose that it's there, then there's no point. So we are definitely not going to let them allow to be skipping because what's the point then? Then you also can allow for how many attempts a child can answer the questions. Because sometimes we need a little bit more chances. We don't always have it right the first time. Then you also can speed up the videos because this generation, alles is 30 seconds and then be bored. So you can even allow learners to speed up videos if they can keep up, or they can slow it down if they need to for their needs. But I have super fast kids in my class, so I'm sure they'll be 2 times their normal speed and keeping up with everything. So you can put that on or off. And then, of course, the most beautiful thing of all is captions, closed captions, because we do need to cater to all our needs. And, we're throwing in reading somewhere into the mix while we're here. So that is the nice thing about when you assign certain things to certain classrooms, because you are in control of how easy, how difficult, how many times, all those details. Okay, so I'm going to click assign. And now it has been assigned to everybody that is now in my EdPuzzle gang classroom. And if you look and try and answer that one-liner question, this is where it's going to show you how each person did. And the nice thing is that you either can look at it overall, and I can even see who's watched. This is like awesome. You can either look overall, or you can go question specific. Okay, now there's not like in, but you can go question specific because maybe not everyone is struggling with question 1, but 5 is struggling with question 3. Focus on question 3, and it gives you an instant feedback in the classroom of where you need to step in, where you need to consolidate, and if you need to intervene, because maybe it could be the child wasn't listening, because it happens, or maybe it's valid and the children don't actually understand. And this is the nice thing about this, because feedback becomes a problem for teachers because no, I'm not going to say we take too long. We do take too long because we are so super, super, super busy with a million things at the same time. So this way, we actually have an ability to do this in class in that moment and deal with it in that moment. So that is the way the questions report looks, okay? Then you can also view it as a student. Now, I mentioned this earlier because, again, I check videos 150,000 times just to be sure that I'm not showing something I'm not supposed to. Because even children's things nowadays are so filled with things that are not appropriate. So you got to be super careful as a teacher. We've got so many policies and things in place to protect us, but if you innocently make a mistake, there's nothing we can, you sort of, it is what it is. So to protect yourselves, watching it as much as possible, and then you have the option of student view. So this is how the students are going to see the video on their side of it. Okay, so they're obviously going to push play. Let's push play. Peekaboo. Okay, I'm going to be that student. I should have go faster, please. Yeah, let's skip. I'm so curious to know what he found today. Okay, so now as the learner watching this or interacting with this video, this is how the questions would appear. And the nice thing is that if they were watching, but they weren't retaining information, they can re-watch that little section and actually reattempt the questions, depending on how nice you are as a teacher and how many chances you give everybody. But that is sort of how EdPuzzle will look on their side. So I don't know what how many sentences are there? 5. Submit. And then it gives you an automatic, yes, well done. Or, oh, no, try again. And that's how it works. That's how when we say it's interactive, it allows the learners to take control of their learning. It allows the children to sort of be, normally things in classrooms, hopefully not in all classrooms, but things are very much not learner centered, they are teacher centered. The teacher is chalk and talk, where now the teacher becomes the facilitator in the background, guiding the lesson, where the learners take control of their lesson and their learning. So this is the nice thing about using EdPuzzle in this way in the classroom. If they are working in teams, however you want to assign it, you really have a lot of options on EdPuzzle. Okay, so I'm just gonna are we continuing? Okay, continue. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right there. Okay, up until this point, are there any questions? Is anyone asking anything specific? I know about that one question that I'll answer in a second. Does anyone have any other questions that they would like to ask in the meanwhile? Okay, I'm quickly going to answer that question. That Amber, apologies, that Amber asked earlier. Okay, so if you look at the EdPuzzle page, you'll see here it says 12 of 20 videos. So this is actually, to my knowledge, because I've used it quite extensively, but clearly not enough. But to my knowledge, this is only limited to 20 videos for all the things you can do on EdPuzzle. So they limited your access to just 20 videos. But if you go on check plans, it's going to open up the site for us. The basics for everything is you get your first 20 videos without limits, and then afterwards you obviously, here we go, it's custom plan, etc., etc. As far as I know, you can use videos after 20, but your first 20 is without limits. So I don't think everything is available to you as the teacher as it is now, because our first 20 is actually got all the voiceover, the captions, alles and alles. But I do know that as a school, sometimes the schools offer to pay for these resources. So then the school will have an account, and that way the teachers can actually share the account and have maybe just the grade aids on you, and you can work it that way where everybody is adding to it, logging in, sharing it, but there's one account for the school. Because I know a lot of schools do that with Canva, because obviously Canva, not everything's free unless you do the premium version. And a lot of schools like to use Canva for a lot of things. So then they would often do it as a school for the premium version. And then everyone who needs to use it at whatever point has access to it. I don't know if that really answers the question, because has anyone else had experience with this? Patty, do you perhaps have any with if it's more than 20 videos? As far as I know, it doesn't actually block you, but I'm under correction, because I haven't used up my 20 yet. But does anyone else have experience maybe? Anybody? Amber, you typing? Awesome, thank you, because you said your school does use it quite often. Oh, does it help? I'm so glad. I'm not sure if it will actually help, but I'm glad that I was able to at least answer the question somewhat. I will actually, it's actually a very interesting question, because you don't want to be limited to what you can and can't use, because that's sort of like, then what's the point? I can only do it 20 times type of thing. But I do think, Amber, if I'm not mistaken, you you've got 20 chances. It sounds so weird to say chances. You've got 20 chances to edit videos. But if you go on and you search, you can use the videos as is. I think that's where the catch is. So if you are going to just look for a video and use someone else's video, it shouldn't be using your 20 because you technically are not editing it. You are just playing the video. You know what? Let's test it, people. So 12 out of 20 videos. Okay, so 12 out of 20 is the mark. So let's go search a video quickly. Okay, we're sticking to the insects thing. I'm not going to edit a thing on this video now, so we can actually answer the question because it's a very good question to ask. Sometimes we need to know what's available to actually be available. We don't want to say, yes, you can, or maybe you can't. That's not helpful. So we want to be helpful today and make sure that EdPuzzle is helping us as teachers. Okay, so I'm not going to touch this video. I'm not going to say edit. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to click assign. And I'm going to assign it to my grade 3 class. Next, I'm not going to fill in any of this information. We're just going to click assign. Okay, this is now the classroom. Go back to EdPuzzle, my home. Okay, we'll have to figure this one out, Amber, because they did take one of the videos. So any interaction with the video of you sharing it to a class or anything like that, it looks like it does use up your 20, even if you're not editing it. So let's hope after 20, has anyone on this group reached max yet? Because maybe they can tell us. Otherwise, I'm going to do it, and see what happens. So that we can actually figure it out. Okay, it's new messages. 70 teachers. Nice. Awesome. Okay, Amber says if everyone's reading the chat, there's about 70 teachers and 20 to 30 teachers are using EdPuzzle. So the kids are also using it. So we are in communications with regards to videos. Awesome. That is so awesome to hear that a school is actually using it so effectively. That's amazing. Actually, she's still typing. So I just want to wait for a response and then we'll go back to EdPuzzle. Are there any other questions while I am busy with Amber quickly before we go back to EdPuzzle and I quick sticks run through it again? Anyone want to add anything? Oh, that's a pity. So one of our teachers used Max, and even if they delete it, it will not continue to create work. That's a pity. I think I'm going to play around with that and see if there is a way around it, because I'm sure there should be a way around it where there's a free version, because they ask if you're an educator. So if you are signing up as an educator, surely you don't have a limit. But that's a very good question. I will actually go find that out and see what the information is, because then the next time we facilitate and we do the session, we'll be able to actually share that information as well. But I will say, if you've got 6 teachers and each one of you create 20 videos, I mean, that's a lot of videos. That's how many? Apologies. You've got 120 videos at your disposal. So if you can manage it a little bit better, maybe it will work. If you haven't ventured into EdPuzzle yet and used up your wishes, let's call them wishes because they feel like wishes, then you can maybe do it that way. So you'll be able to balance the usage a bit better. But thank you, Amber, for actually bringing that to our attention. That's an awesome thing to actually be made aware of going forward when we facilitate. Okay. Any questions, people? I think I'm doing well for time. Anyone want to add anything? Does anyone have anything specific they would like me to cover? I feel like I flew through this. And I don't know if I flew through it too quickly or if I didn't, or if it was okay pace-wise, because, you know, time is precious for us as teachers. Okay, so I'm just going to quick sticks run through this one more time, and then I just want to encourage everybody to please go and play. We have until 5 o'clock. If you have blocked out your time until then, and for whatever reason, I'll be chilling on the session if needs be, and you have questions that you're not comfortable asking now, or you're busy playing around, please ask. We can always have a conversation about it. But yeah, so back to basics, EdPuzzle is a video editing tool that we can use to our advantage. Okay, so you can create classrooms on your EdPuzzle and invite your learners on to the classrooms. Okay, out of curiosity, did anyone go do the question? I'm just so curious. Oh, somebody turned it in. Let's see. Who? Teacher, that's me. You are awesome. Teacher, that's me. Thank you so much. You are phenomenal for being a good sport and actually interacting with us. It is good to see how it reflects. So, it's one thing to talk about something and to show on my perspective, but once you create it yourself and interact with it yourself, you sort of get excited about it because you're like, oh, this is how it works, which is awesome. Okay, so let's just check here on these dots. I actually can be very nasty, teacher, that's me, and make you retry retry your attempt or delete your attempt because maybe I forgot to assign it and I need to actually make you do it in 2 weeks' time, then I can delete your attempt and you'll have to do it again later. Okay. So let us see how do you did. Questions, which, wait a minute now, 1 out of 1 you got right. Yay, teacher, that's me. So this is sort of what it looks like when you have someone actually answer it. Nou dat ek daar dink, ek dink dit was ek as ek nie verkeerd te sê, né? But this is what it looks like when you have a student report on when someone's answered the question. So you can actually see specifically who answered what. Okay, so let's quick sticks run back. So EdPuzzle Word is your home button. I've got notifications. I'll go there now. Okay, you've got a search bar at the top where either you can, if you've got an existing link from YouTube that you've already used, you can go copy it in here and see if there are other videos that have been edited, like that one that you've got, or you simply can go search for anything your heart desires on here. Once you have done that, you'll be able to filter through and slim down your options to be more specific to your needs. So let's go with, oh, no, it's so boring. Let's see. Let's go dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is my option, so I'm gonna click enter. So EdPuzzle linked to YouTube, because YouTube is one of our options where we'll go explore now. These are the videos that have already been edited, added in questions, one has closed captions already. These are the options that we've got so far. Now I want to be more specific to a grade level, so I'm going to click grade 3 and we click save. Now I've got videos that are specifically designed for grade 3 level learners, right? Now I'm thinking, okay, but now I need to make sure the time is right. So we go 5 minutes or less is my next filter. And so we'll slim down each and every single video as we go through it, which ones we are wanting to use, which ones stand out to us. So the largest dinosaurs, this one looks quite cute. Facts about dinosaurs. Okay, so let's say I want to use this video. So if you click on, there's a little block here. I'm not sure if everyone can see it nice and clearly because it's quite light. But if you select the block, you've got options at the bottom where you can either copy it and then you're going to copy it into your own classroom the long way. You edit it as is and you can use it for and then you're going to assign it to the classroom afterwards, or you can add it to a playlist. So maybe I want to create a collection of videos about dinosaurs and the children it's the week's assignment or whatever, and every single day they will play through the playlist. So I'm just going to click on edit because I want to make sure this video is appropriate for, why is this thing spazzing out? If it's appropriate for my grade 3 learners. So once again, on your left, you've got your questions that this creator, already added into the video, and the teardrops here tell us at what timestamp they added it. So if I click on this timestamp specifically, this is the type of question that they asked. This was the very first question that this person inserted into I almost said into the dinosaur because I'm reading dinosaur, that this person inserted into the video. So don't like it, can edit it, can continue, depending on what do you want to do. Okay, Then you can also voice over. Okay, wait, let me just continue. Continue. Pause. Okay, so now this one's also blocked, unfortunately. It's not always going to be all your videos, but if you are uploading a video, obviously there's no one that's going to tell you can't do a voiceover. So then it'll be more applicable to for you to use a voiceover to explain it in your own way to your learners, whatever you are showing them. And then, of course, we've got cut because maybe it's just too long. Or you can add a cut. So if you've got options, we are sitting at the play, 15-second mark of the video, and we can add a cut. So let's add a cut. So what happens now is that here this video takes a quick pause, and we can then insert or separate or play it from the added cut, whichever way. Like I said, you are like a DJ on EdPuzzle. However you want this video to work, you can manipulate it accordingly. Okay. So play around with it. That's my encouragement. If you take anything from this, I hope that you are taking that our lives don't need to be unnecessarily hard. Our lives, technology needs to improve our lives in our classrooms and not become, oh, I have to use IT. I don't want to because it's this. Embrace what is available to you, and it honestly will make your life so much easier. And you are catering to 21st century learners. We're moving forward, we're not moving backward, and videos is what attracts kids. It is what children want to see, the color, the sound, etc. So if you're already trying to sort of have a bit of life in your class, spark a little bit of excitement in your class, this is the way I would do it. This is the way I would suggest that you're still getting what you need from your kids, but at the same time, they are wanting to be there. Because often when children walk into subjects that they don't like, it's because it's boring. Teachers are reading from a textbook, teachers just writing on the board. There's no interaction between the learners and the learning content. And that is where we sort of are losing the plot a little bit. Where now with EdPuzzle, we can really take a step back and approach this from a different perspective and really level out with our learners and really reach every single one of them. Okay. So then questions. So like I said, you can have options here. So if I do an open-ended question, you can allow for audio responses as well. So if the learner wants to send you a voice note, which I don't know if I'd recommend that because I'm just thinking of a grade 3 child sending a teacher a voice note answer. Good grief, it's going to be a voice song. It's not it's going to be that long. So use to your discretion type of thing. But you can type in a question here. You can insert a picture for your little ones that are not sure. What are you actually asking me, teacher? What do you want to know? Or maybe you just want to make it a little bit more exciting for them, as if the video is not enough, but make it more exciting for them. And then again, you can record the audio of the question. So type in open-ended question here. Where do and then you can click save. Okay, so here you'll see this is where I think it's the spot here where my question popped in here now, because this is where the timestamp is the dot is there. Here we go. So simple. Where do dinosaurs come from? The learners are able to open in a question, so you can have a discussion at this point. You can have the learners type a little, or you can type something extra for them to think about, to go research. You can even copy links into this as a note to maybe an end of video quiz on Google. Like there are so many options available to us. So I'm going to click continue. Pause. So let's just say, for example, add a written note, audio note, baking skill. Okay. Add a little note, microphone to record. This is sort of where you're going to say in the middle, don't forget to do the quiz at the end of the video. And it's using these three things inside the video that's going to make it interactive. You can't it's not just playing the video. We need to sort of create an activity almost, I want to say, based around the video. So those are your options you have on your types of questions you can ask. Okay. Then when you are done, it's saving automatically as you are busy doing what you need to do. But then you click on finish. And on the right-hand side currently of the video, so this is sort of your before you edit part of how it looks. You'll see exactly at what timestamp each question is. So if you are playing this for the whole class, and you are doing it obviously in student view, you can have this somewhere on a piece of paper and just remember like, oh, it's going to pause here, it's going to pause there. This is what the question's going to be. Instead of you having to be standing at the computer when this happens type of thing. So this is sort of the gist of where our questions are. And as you can see here, there are the two open-ended ones, and there's another open-ended one in the middle by 18 seconds. Then you can also scroll down, and again, like I said before, you've got different versions of the same video asking different questions, allocated to different grades even, if possible. And then you also got the option of it showing you similar videos, very similar to YouTube, the way it looks, and your normally on the right hand side you've got your similar videos, what's next, playlist, blah blah blah. So it sort of does the same thing, but it just goes below instead of next to it. Okay, and that is it. Then we're going to click assign. I think I'm using up one of my wishes, but it's fine. Click assign. You're going to have your class. So EdPuzzle gang, here we go. All students, because everyone's going to be involved now. We click next. We can assign it to a specific date. We can do it right now. If you also want certain learners to have certain things completed, I'm just thinking for myself over the holiday that's coming now next week. Perfect opportunity to use things like this. Okay, we don't want to give them homework as such, but we need them to be engaged in a little bit of thinking and a little bit of schoolwork while they are away. This could be a fun way to do that without it seeming like homework. And then you can click the due date to be next week, Friday, because that's the end of their week off. So you've got those options as well. Setting it ahead for yourself, your future self, to thank your past self for all the hard work. This is how we do it. Then you've got your options to how many attempts, skipping, and obviously speeding up your videos and closed captions. Once this is done and you've done all your settings to your liking, you click assign. And this is what it looks like in the classroom for this video specifically. Okay, so I've assigned it to the 4 participants. They will get and once they start answering the questions and they watch it, you'll see the percentage rise here. So I just want to quickly, before we end off, would like to give you a clear indication of the way the report looks. Okay, so I'm in my grade 3 class now, where the red dot is. This is where I am busy. Okay, I have got so this is everything showing to me with stuff with due dates, no due dates, which is everything showing to me. And then you've got pending to grade. So those are the ones I would have to go in a little bit deeper and go take a closer look at the answers, because some of them might be open-ended and you don't always have an automatic mark generating from an open-ended question. And then you've got some that have completed it. Okay, so I'm going to go into this bottom video because there are 13 participants. This is so funny because half of these people are my family. Because I was busy practicing before I actually attempted using it. So this is my family. And this is what it looks like once they have sort of attempted. As you'll see here, here's 1 out of 1. Here is 1 out of 1 on the 12th of May. She got 72 out of 100. It gives you a full rundown of how the learners did with this activity. So I'm also going to click on the questions, because now I can see how many children haven't answered the questions, how many children got it right, and we can break this down even further for ourselves and say, I can see where the issues are in one look. You'll be able to identify they do not know how many portions of fruit and vegetables we should eat daily. That's a problem. And then you're going to go forward in the next lesson and do a recap, do revision, or reissue the video and ask the learners to try again and let them realize like where the errors are. Corrections come into a digital age now. And yes, that is how we are able to see the report of our learners. Colleagues, this is EdPuzzle. I don't think I left anything out. I don't think I missed anything. If you are willing to interact with EdPuzzle later, You can answer the questions in the video, and you'll be able to see from your perspective, because you've joined the class, what it will look like to your learners once they get their reports back as well. So you can also look at it from that way, just if you want to make, just to see, to play, because this is all about playing. And yes, colleagues, that is it for me for EdPuzzle. Yeah, here's a notification. I'm very excited. What is my notification? Oh, two turned in assignments. I think that was me, which is fine, but apologies. This is how you will see how it looks on your screen once you have a notification. Oh, these people signed, turn it in. I need to go check. It's interactive with you on how you want to use EdPuzzle.